My name is Ed Paget. As an osteopath, I tell people what they should be doing to keep healthy. In this video series, I show you what I do for my own health and well-being. A lot of people ask me about core work, ab work, sit-ups, and they say things like, I'm weak in my core. And I think that the core is important to be exercised not just in one movement like a sit-up, which is predominantly in the sagittal plane, but in all the movements, going forwards, backwards, side to side, and in rotation as well. And the core and the hips and the thorax all work together with the pelvic floor and the diaphragm. So the whole area needs to be stimulated for a strong core. So one of my favourite things for the core is to take a gym staple such as the plank and then put it into a dynamic movement. So I've just got a little ottoman here, for example, and I can go into a plank position, so I'm working on my abdominal muscles, and if I let my hips go down slightly, I can stretch my abdominal muscles, but then I bring them back up and I work those hip flexors and core. Now if I take one foot off, I go down and up, I'm now really isolating out the front of my left hip in the sagittal plane. If I move it left and right, I get a really nice stimulus in the frontal plane. And then finally, if I take the foot through and up, and through and up, I've got a really good stimulus in the transverse plane. Same thing can be done with just the hands. So if I go from here, if I go back with my hand, I've got a really nice sagittal plane stimulus to my shoulder joint, to my hips, to my abs. Now take this hand through and back, I've got a nice transverse plane. And if I put it in the sort of the frontal plane here and move left and right and really get my back mobile, I can feel it. You can hear me breathing heavy. I can really feel that in my core. That's about as far as I usually take it, but if you're watching this, you want to try something a little bit more exciting, you can actually combine the upper and the lower body together. So that would be, I'm just going to move these, but that would look like this. Like I would balance myself on one arm and one leg, bring my elbow and knee together in the sagittal plane and drive them back in that extension movement. And then going into the frontal plane, I could bring them both to the center, or I could take one in and one out, like windscreen wipers. And you can see I'm not very good at this, I need practice. And the last one would be a transverse plane movement, so bringing the hands and knees in underneath and then opening them up, hands in the knees underneath and opening up. Some good stuff for core, shoulder, hips. Some wrestlers might benefit from that. In fact, I think we'd all benefit from that.